Our next speaker does not have a witty little introduction because I am very terrified of saying anything slanderous about her. She is known throughout Europe as the Rhino for her undefeated Greco-Roman wrestling record. She can also snap a person in half with her pinky finger. Here's Kaylyn Talkington!
Hey, so I'm Kaylyn, and so I come from this little hick town called Norwalk, Ohio. And I know most of you are probably thinking like Mount Vernon hick town. No, although they do almost have us beat with that combo laundromat, tanning salon. That's some classy shit. Norwalk is one of those towns that's like the real America, you know. And I would also say that we're kind of your average corny town, but that would be a lie because we are really corny. We actually had a grain elevator collapse and corn flooded through the streets and took down houses and cars, and it was a huge disaster covered by the local media, which was great because you know those local news reporters live for that kind of shit. Makes them feel like they have a real job. I wasn't at home at the time when this happened, but my friend was like, "Oh my god, you have to watch this video," and they were interviewing people who lived by the Great Corn Disaster, like where it happened. And I'm just gonna give you a little sample of what kind of interview was going on. So ma'am, could you tell us what your reaction was when you first encountered the corn disaster? Well, I was putting my sweatshirt on because I was cold, and I heard a sound. It was like a whoosh, like a tornado, and then the electric went out, and I started walking. The lights came back on. The electric went out again, and so I turned to my dog and I said, "Well, let's go see what's going on out there." And, I looked out the window and I thought, "Oh my god!" I was devastation. That house was knocked right off its foundation. You don't ever think it's gonna happen to you. Yeah, no shit. No one thinks our house is gonna get plowed over by a wave of corn. Not even in Ohio. So I really do love the local newspaper. That's kind of my entertainment as I read the local newspaper online, and their headlines are really funny for like the stupidest shit that happens because we're in rural Ohio. There was a minor car accident, fender bender. The driver who hit the person in front of them was texting, and so the headline's like texting or fender bender happens when whatever. The headline's not important. The real kicker is the lead-in. Well, so much for texting and driving. That's great. So I think I know what you're thinking about right now with all this talk of simple folk and my slender figure. You're thinking about Sarah Palin. What's really embarrassing for me is I used to like her. I thought I liked her for a long time, but then I realized I just like making fun of her and I like to be her and kind of act stupid and silly and just tell people they're not real Americans because they're Democrats. And, but at this point in my life, I'm just really tired of her shit. And I'm just not willing to put up with it anymore. This, I'm the real American. No, you're not. And she had the audacity to say this on her television show. We're just your average nerdy American family. Yeah, because as a nerd, my favorite thing is to go out on a skeet shoot and come home to a giant pot of moose chili. Yeah, that's some good stuff. But the thing is, the only thing that makes her remotely like the rest of America is that TLC gave her her own reality show. And the thing that really bothers me about TLC is, do you all even know what TLC stands for? The Learning Channel! The fucking Learning Channel! You learn something from that channel besides that midgets can make chocolate, and if you eat comic cleaner for 20 years, you're gonna lose all your teeth. You look down their lineup, everything is just so weird. And it's like, they're just throwing random shit together now. It's like, alright, well, we got these midgets. Oh, Bob, we already have 3 shows about midgets. No. these midgets make chocolates. Awesome, let's do it. And they'll call it Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I was getting really fired up reading this. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like some of the stupidest stuff ever. It's like, fat, you're short, and you do something, you get your own show. So I was like, I know, I'm gonna come up with something so crazy that it's just gonna be, TLC can't match it. Bastards beat me to it. So this show premiering this summer is gonna be a mix between LA Inc., which as you may know is a show about body art. Kat Von D has some pretty flashy, extreme body art, and Toddlers and Tiaras, which is a show in which mothers dress up their children to look like whores and parade them around. And, so I'm just going to leave you to let that little sink in a little bit. And all right, premiering June 13th on TLC is Extreme Poodles.
Once more, Kaylyn Talkington.